Okay, I am back again. Now I'm going to address another story, another rumor that's going on. We're alleging that Trump stole the 2024 election, that Kamala Harris was the rightful winner, and that Trump basically admitted that Elon Musk stole the election. Okay, first of all, back in 2020, well, I guess it's more like 2021, when we were saying that the 2020 election was stolen, we were pretty much told that it was impossible to steal a presidential election. Incidentally, they also were saying stuff like that, I think about a month, maybe a little bit less than a month, before Trump won the 2016 election. Obama, they pretty much came out and said that the election cannot be stolen. It is impossible to rig the election. It is unhackable. And he said that back in 2016 whilst criticizing Trump's suggestion that the election, the 2016 election, could be stolen, could be hacked. Okay? So Obama said that that it's impossible to hack the election. The election cannot be stolen. Next thing you know, Trump won the 2016 election, and we got 4 years of Russian interference. Russia stole the election. Russia. That's all we heard for 4 years. Then, in 2020, when Biden was in office, it was back to the election cannot be hacked. It is impossible for it to be hacked. You are some crazy, wacky conspiracy theorist to even suggest that. You are a threat to democracy to even believe that. Okay, that's what we were told. Okay, and I'm not even sure if the 2016 election was properly investigated to make sure that it was not stolen. Okay, I'm not sure if it was. Okay, because under the Biden administration, there's no way that it would have been. It would have been staged, it would have been rigged, and stacked against Trump, and the truth would have been censored. Okay? And the only place where you could post it is on something like Rumble and other stuff that's run by conservatives. Okay, so we have evidence of 2020 election fraud being censored and no proper way to do research. And then you have a propaganda like automatically being fact-checked. And by the way, here's something interesting. If we assume that Biden won the 2020 election fair and square, why are they pushing a narrative that it is impossible to hack the U.S. election? Right after they've been pushing Russia interference during Trump's first term. Well, make up your mind, people. So, basically, they're admitting that Trump won the 2016 election fair and square just by claiming that the U.S. election cannot be hacked. Okay, that like during Biden's term, if you want to call it that. I refuse to call it that because we all know the truth. He was illegitimate. He was an illegitimate president. Okay, I'm back. I had to sneeze. and I had to edit that out. So then, we all know that the 2020 election was actually stolen. Okay? In fact, all you have to do is compare the 2016 election, the 2020 election, and the 2024 election. Isn't it kind of bizarre? Isn't it kind of bizarre that that Trump won by a landslide in 2024, and also got those same states that was hacked during 2020, and that okay, so you look at how many votes Trump got in 2016. Isn't it kind of bizarre that he got less in 2020? Like the same candidate, like in 2020, like really, that doesn't make any sense. Just look at just compare election results. Look at the election map, and now you have this thing like too big to rig. Okay, like now there are so many people went out and vote that there was no way to rig it. Okay, there was no way to rig it, and now they're trying to claim that Trump admitted to stealing the 2024 election just by saying stuff like alleging that he said comments that, oh, we don't need your vote. Well, we have all the votes that we need. And again, if you know anything about the mainstream media, I beg you, those clips was taken out of context, assuming that there were clips. Okay? Those clips was taken out of context, most likely, and Trump was not admitting to election fraud, and that was not a clue to that. And another thing that they're claiming that alludes to election fraud is when he claims that Elon Musk knows those types of computers. Okay, well, what does that statement prove? If it was anything else, they could be talking about anything else, and nobody would think nothing of it. I mean, nobody would think anything of it. I mean, what are we to assume that a tech expert, just because you know technology, that automatically proves you rigged an election? Are we supposed to assume that just because Elon Musk has knowledge about how those election computers work, that automatically means that he rigged the election? Or maybe what that means is he knows enough that Elon Musk knows enough about his computers to know how they can be rigged. And he was out there getting so many votes so that it couldn't be rigged. I think last time only a couple 100,000 or a few 100,000 or something. And you look at how many votes Trump got this time. And you want to tell me that he lost the 2020 election? When you compare all three elections, 2016, 2020, and 2024 election results, the election map, and the truth was being censored. And I believe that now that Trump is back in office, more evidence is going to come forward and be made known that Trump was the rightful president of 2020. Okay? He didn't get to serve that term. Although, I kind of wondered what that means for 2028. Like, what's going to happen there. But I guess that's a different topic. Nonetheless, Trump did not admit to hack to stealing the election. And it's kind of weird how people keep going back and forth between the election can't be stolen. Trump stole the election. The election can't be stolen. Trump stole the election. Make up your mind, people. How come the election can only be stolen when Trump is in office? And when the guy you want is in office, the election can't be stolen. It is impossible. To even say that is un-American. You are a threat to democracy. Make up your mind. Okay? If you're gonna say stuff that, like, the election can't be stolen, or excuse me, if you're gonna claim that Biden won the 2020 election fair and square, then you need to have facts to prove it. You need to say something like, there's no evidence of election fraud, something along those lines. Okay? But pushing a narrative that the election can't be stolen after we got 4 years of Russia, and a little bit before Trump won the 2016 election, Obama made that same statement about how the election can't be stolen while criticizing Trump. Okay, like, how can we take you seriously? In fact, I think that the fact that the truth is being censored, I mean, you couldn't post any evidence on social media that the election was stolen. Otherwise, it was deemed as misinformation. It was fact-checked. By the way, I don't recall any fact-checkers on social media before Trump went to before COVID, actually. Maybe even before that. Definitely before Trump was in office. I mean, I've been on Facebook since about late April of 2011. And I don't recall Facebook having any fact checkers. Like, there was a time where you could, like, post whatever you want. And nobody questioned anything. And if it turned out that what you said wasn't true, then somebody else could respond to that and post the correct information. See, fact checkers, especially independent fact checkers, they can be biased. Okay? They can make people too lazy to do their own research, or maybe even consider the fact check research. No, sometimes you have to fact check the fact checkers. Just because the fact checker says something was false, or a claim was false, doesn't mean that it is false. Maybe the fact checker is being in question is going along with whatever narrative is being pushed. Maybe they're being paid to do that. You don't know. So that's why we need to do our own research. So you can post it. There's anything on social media, you can post it. The evidence was being censored, and the only place you could post it was on a website like Rumble. Okay? Nobody else would allow you to post anything about the election being stolen. You couldn't even question it. And then all of a sudden, the truth comes out, or Trump wins the 2024 election, and now it's perfectly fine to deny the 2024 election. It's okay you can now question the election again. All of a sudden, the election is hackable. This election was stolen. And people were claiming that from the beginning. And now they're trying to make it sound like that Trump admitted it during his inauguration when he thanked Elon Musk because he knows about, like, what does that claim prove? Especially coming from the same people that told us that the election cannot be stolen. It is impossible to steal an election. That's what these people were telling us when Biden was in office. That's what we basically heard for 4 years. You weren't allowed to question the results of the 2020 election. But it's okay to question the results of the 2024 election and the 2016 election. Like, what? So the fact that they're pushing a narrative that it is impossible to steal an election, right after pushing the narrative that Russia interfered with the 2016 election, and now they're saying the election can't be hacked, the election can't be stolen. That's even more suspicious. Because if the election truly... Okay, if Biden truly won the 2020 election fair and square, why not just come out and say there's no evidence of election fraud? And then show the result, show proof of a proper investigation, and show the results, like, make it public knowledge. Because something like that needs to be available to the public. We don't need to go by with what somebody tells us. Okay? See, we have to be open to the possibility of that an election can be stolen no matter who's in office. To come out and even deny, oh, the election can't be stolen, Well, when the guy you want's in office, I kind of think that it is. To me, it's about as reliable, it's about as accurate as commercials with real customers in it. Okay? Because, to me, if the election truly had not been stolen, the 2020 election, I mean, there would be no need to push a narrative that the election is unhackable. It is impossible to steal a U.S. presidential election. Especially right after pushing a narrative that Russia stole the 2016 election. How are people falling for that? It is loony. It's crazy. How come nobody's even questioning that? I mean, no matter what you think about the 2020 election, the narrative that it is impossible to steal an election is very suspicious. Especially right after a narrative that was pushed that Trump stole, that Russia helped Trump steal the 2016 election. 2016, we heard Russia. That's all we got. That's all we got. 2016. It is very, very suspicious. And apparently, the websites with the most reliable resources, after, especially when the narrative being pushed, apparently you have to go to websites like Rumble to get all the facts, because almost every other website is censoring the information and possibly removing those videos from YouTube under the guise of stopping the spread of misinformation. Which, by the way, there was a time when YouTube never did that. And I find it strange that people were bothered by the fact that Facebook is no longer doing that. And that's one of the complaints about Twitter X, when Elon Musk bought Twitter. He's no longer censoring information. It's become a right-wing propaganda machine. That's what they call it, just because Elon Musk believes in free speech and is not censoring any information. Okay, like, what? There is no need to silence anybody if you know the truth. And really, it is on each individual person to do their own research and fact check what they hear themselves, okay? And somebody who's buying into misinformation is going to buy into it no matter what. Okay? The only way to stop the spread of misinformation is to make a post or a video or whatever debunking misinformation with facts and evidence. And let people believe what they want to believe after that. Okay, because you cannot stop people from believing what they want to believe. It's just not going to happen. Okay, it is just not. Because even without Twitter X, like you had websites like Rumble, and I believe Trump has his own version of Twitter.